Eiichiro Oda and Boichi, the creators of One Piece and Dr. Stone respectively. Two different series by two amazing mangaka in their own right. But what if these two geniuses worked together? In 2019, Oda started the One Piece cover comic project. Talented artists were challenged to make their own versions of iconic scenes from One Piece, similar to Araki's vs. JoJo project in 2011, where artists made their own spin on the bizarre adventure. And one artist was the all-star student, as Boichi created his version of 3 different One Piece stories. Starting with Roanoa Zoro falls into the sea. This covers the fight between Zoro and Mihawk during Baratie in chapters 51 and 52. Now I think it's pretty clear Boichi makes some top-notch art. The same guy who made the manly Sun Ken Rock. He's known for making highly detailed and expressive art, especially with his close-ups of the characters, and I just love the way he angles his images to add a layer of depth. Of course, he's also really good at drawing expressions with his more goofy comedic moments. Although I'll say sometimes, maybe it's a bit too detailed. Like, look at this drawing of Shanks. It's good, fucking amazing actually, but I feel like it's way too serious for a character like Shanks, and just makes him seem like a villain. I'd say my favorite panel is probably Zoro's vow to never lose again. I just love the detail on the sword, and the fact it's more of a medium shot showing all his wounds. In some aspects, however, I actually prefer the original just cause I feel it does a much better job of displaying Zoro's emotional distress for being so weak by it being more of a close-up on his face. Early One Piece definitely has its charm to it, and I kinda like the more simplistic, cartoon, goofy style to it. Next is Nami vs. Kalifa. If you thought Oda was down bad, you have not seen Boichi yet. It's pretty cool he chose a lesser known fight, but to be fair, all the fights in Enies Lobby are top tier. Also, Chopper out here looking like Chewbacca. Maybe this is a controversial take, and I'm not sure how the Dr. Stone fans feel, but honestly, I'm not really a big fan of how he draws most of his female characters. I guess I just don't like the cutesy moe style for the older characters, whereas in Oda's case, the characters look more natural in their age. I feel like though Boichi is so much better when it comes to the action scenes. I love these dynamic shots and angles of the battle. The attacks look like they really hurt compared to the original version, and how he draws Monster Chopper is so cool and makes him really menacing in these shots, especially this panel of him roaring outside the tower compared to the original. One of my favorites is Kalifa using finger pistol and then pointing her bloody finger ready to strike through Nami's throat. It's so metal, but also weirdly erotic. The battle ends with Nami using the climb attack. Then we get this cool but kinda out of place painting-like image of Nami standing proud after her battle. The art's phenomenal too, and I would love to see less popular fights get that same reimagination, like Chopper vs. Gadatsu or Sanji vs. Absalom. From an action standpoint, I 100% prefer Boichi's version of this battle, and kinda wish it was extended, but oh well. Last is the big boy, episode A, which follows Ace's pirate journey. It has 4 chapters, and actually majority of it is from the Ace light novels, which details those events. There are some differences though, like no Isuka, and they meet Rayleigh in Sabaody. So it's nice to see this story being played out in visual form, and I would love it if they made an OVA of Ace's story in Boichi's style. That'd be so cool. In chapter 1, this aspiring journalist is stranded on an island. He meets Ace, and the relationship starts out very indifferent. They try building a ship to get off, but it doesn't work and they start to argue. The journalist encounters a bird, and after Ace defeats the bird, a treasure chest comes out of its mouth, revealing a devil fruit inside. Not realizing what it is, they both eat it out of hunger, and because Ace ate it first, he gets the powers of the flame fruit. So yeah, in this story, we learn a big secret about devil fruits, that whoever eats it first is the one who gets the powers, and then after that, whoever eats it just eats a really gross fruit. With these new abilities, the two are able to work together and make a boat and finally leave the island. But not without the journalist giving himself a new name and identity, Deuce. And so they form the Spade Pirates. Chapter 2. Ace has a few new crew members. The manga, however, doesn't give any details about them like in the light novel. Ace plans to head to the New World to defeat Whitebeard, the strongest man in the world, to achieve his goals of surpassing the Pirate King. They arrive at Sabaody and talk to Rayleigh. They figure out that Rayleigh was a part of Roger's crew, but Ace doesn't care since he sees his father, Gold Roger, as just some obstacle to overcome. In Fishman Island, they get into an argument with Hammond, who starts spitting racist remarks. Ace takes him out with that Conqueror's Hockey, and they arrive at the New World. They meet Shanks and have a party since he knows Luffy. Shanks makes a good point that will lead to Ace's downfall someday. He's rushing his journey to the top. Later, they arrive on an island that Whitebeard owns, but it's guarded by Jinbei, one of the 7 warlords. They battle for 5 days straight, causing a stalemate between fire and water. Whitebeard comes along to challenge Ace after all the rumors he's heard. Ace loses cause duh, and him and the crew find themselves aboard Whitebeard's ship. Chapter 3. At the beginning, Ace recounts his childhood, being abused for the sole fact he was Gold Roger's son, and how much he hated his father for leaving him with all his baggage. He wakes up and meets Thatch, the 4th Division commander and head chef of the Whitebeard Pirates. And man, Boichi just likes to chatify all his characters. Ace says that no matter what, he will keep fighting Whitebeard until he can beat him. And so begins Ace's many failed attempts to kill Whitebeard, in his sleep and many sneak attacks. We also meet Marco, and god damn, that is one sexy pineapple phoenix. At this point, the story is basically like the prologue to Vinland Saga. Just like with Thorfinn, Ace is aboard his rival ship, helping with missions, but only so he can get the chance to kill Whitebeard, just like Thorfinn wanting to kill Askeladd. Ace slowly becomes friends with the crew members. At one point, him, Thatch, and Teach talk about devil fruits, and Teach mentions how when a fruit user dies, their fruits will reappear somewhere in the world, foreshadowing the horrible events to occur later in the story. Plus, Teach has never looked more menacing than he does now. On the 99th battle between Ace and Whitebeard, Ace has improved tremendously since being aboard the ship, so much so that he actually forces Whitebeard to use his devil fruit power, the Quake fruit, said to be the strongest paramecia power. Of course, Ace loses again. The 100th battle begins, and Ace uses everything in his arsenal, able to actually hold his own against Whitebeard pretty well. Then we get one of the coolest action panels in this story. Ace summons 2 giant fire dragons and launches them over at Whitebeard. Whitebeard looks in awe at how powerful and determined Ace has become. Despite the effort, Ace is still no match for the strongest man in the world, as he blows away Ace's strongest move. However, Whitebeard praises Ace for his efforts. The next day, Ace bows before Whitebeard as the father-son ceremony begins. Ace realizes his new purpose in life is under the flag of the world's strongest. As he imbues their symbol upon his back, he then swears he will make Whitebeard the king of the pirates. Then we get a quick flash forward through Ace's journey, from his childhood to meeting Deuce and Yamato, fighting the traitorous Blackbeard, to his and Whitebeard's death at Marineford. Ace has truly lived a one-of-a-kind life. The story ends with Deuce staring silently at Ace and Whitebeard's graves. He leaves the crew to further his career as a journalist. Big News Morgans offers him a fortune for his story, saying he'd get the fame he's always wanted. But Deuce says that this story is too sentimental for the public to witness. However, Deuce says he'd love to cover the story of Straw Hat Luffy, to see his captain's younger brother carry on his will and shine in the world. The end. What a phenomenal story. I already really liked the Ace light novels, but because of Boichi's art and vision, I feel like it takes the story from an 8 out of 10 to a 12 out of 5. I kinda wish we would get more artists to display their own versions of iconic moments, such as the nothing happened or the death of the Going Merry scenes. Reading all of this actually made me want to check out Dr. Stone. But yeah, that's about it, and let me know how you guys feel about these One Piece spin-offs and potentially some other artists you'd love to see cover the series. Thank you guys very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, the whole YouTube shebang, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!